I never liked being seen. You're too quiet, people used to say, and I always answered, quiet people last longer. Ava laughed the first time I said that. You sound mysterious, she told me. I shrugged and said, I just like building things without noise. For 6 years I built a life with her. I built companies, accounts, and safety nets without my name on them. At home I built coffee every morning. 2 sugars, she would say. You remember everything, she'd smile. I believed that meant love. You don't talk about work, Ava once said while scrolling her phone. I don't need to, I replied. We're good. She nodded. We are. I trusted that word more than contracts. When I proposed, it wasn't dramatic. We sat on our balcony, legs tangled, city lights blinking. I held out the ring and said, I don't have fireworks, but I have forever. She covered her mouth. Yes, she whispered. Of course, yes. I slid the ring onto her finger. It fit perfectly. I told myself that meant something. Ethan clapped when we told him. Finally, he said, I was wondering when you'd lock her down. He hugged Ava first, then me. Your family now, he said. I believed him. I trusted him with keys, passwords, and late-night favors. When he slept on our couch, I made him breakfast. You spoil me, he joked. I answered, that's what family does. The signs were small. Ethan needs me, Ava would say, grabbing her coat at midnight. He's upset. I nodded. Go, I said. Text me when you're home. She did always. Home safe, she typed. I never asked why her voice sounded breathless on calls. Sometimes I noticed looks, quick glances, smiles that ended too fast. You're imagining things, Ava said once. You're tired. I laughed. Yeah, I said. I trust you. She kissed my cheek. I know. At dinner, Ethan joked, you're lucky she puts up with you. Ava laughed too hard. I smiled and said, I know. I meant it. I believed love meant patience. Love meant staying quiet when something felt off. Love meant not counting the cost. One night I asked, are you happy? Ava paused. Why would you ask that? I shrugged. Just checking. She took my hand. I'm here, aren't I? I squeezed back. That's enough for me. I told myself comfort was proof. Routine was safety. Silence was maturity. When Ava lay next to me, phone glowing, I said nothing. When Ethan called during our dates, I waved it off. He needs you, I'd say. I understand. You're too good, Ava said once. One day you'll regret that. I smiled. I don't regret loving you. That night, as she slept, a tight feeling settled in my chest. It wasn't pain. It wasn't fear. It was something unnamed, tapping softly, asking questions I refused to hear. I rolled over, pulled her closer, and told myself the same lie again. We were solid. The next morning, Ethan was at the kitchen table. Morning, boss, he said. You're early. I poured coffee. Couldn't sleep. Ava yawned. You worry too much, she said. Ethan laughed. Man plans weddings, man loses sleep. I smiled. Guess so. Ethan leaned closer to Ava. You okay? He asked softly. She nodded fast. Fine. Do you ever think about leaving? Ava asked me later, out of nowhere. Leaving what? I asked. Everything, she said. Ethan watched me. I said, why would I leave something I worked for? Ava smiled. That's what I love about you. My mother called that evening. You sound tired, she said. I'm happy, I answered. Happy people sleep, she replied. I changed the subject. At dinner, Ava said, Ethan might move in for a while. I asked, how long is a while? She shrugged. Until things settle. Ethan raised his glass. Temporary roommate, he said. I clinked mine. Welcome home. Later, alone, I whispered, we're okay, right? Ava didn't look up. Why wouldn't we be, she said. I nodded, even as the tight feeling returned, heavier now, pressing against my ribs like a warning I refused to translate. I closed my eyes, smiled into the dark, and chose not to listen again. I came home early with 2 bags of food and a stupid smile. She'll be surprised, I told myself. I unlocked the door quietly. From the hallway I heard laughter. Not TV laughter. Real laughter. Ava's laugh. Ethan's voice followed it. I stopped. Why is the bedroom door closed? I whispered. I walked closer. The door was locked. My heart started beating wrong. Ava? I called. The laughter stopped. Just a second, she said. Her voice shook. I set the food down. Why is the door locked? Silence. I tried the handle. It didn't move. Open the door, I said. My voice sounded calm, which scared me. I heard movement. Then the door opened halfway. Ava stood there wrapped in a sheet. Her face went empty. "What's going on?" I asked. She didn't answer. I pushed the door open. Ethan was behind her, pulling on his shirt. He looked at me and smiled. "Oh," he said. "You're home early." I stared at them. "Explain." Ava's mouth opened, then closed. "It's not what it looks like." Ethan laughed softly. "Man, this is awkward." I felt heat rush to my face. "How long?" Ava whispered, "Please let me talk." I looked at Ethan. "Get out." He crossed his arms. "Relax. We're adults." I turned back to Ava. "How long?" She froze. Her eyes filled, but no tears fell. "It just happened," she said. Ethan shook his head. "Don't lie. It's been months." I felt something crack. "Months?" Ava snapped. "Why would you say that?" He shrugged. "He deserves honesty." I laughed once. "Honesty? Now?" Ava reached for me. "I was going to tell you." "When?" I asked. "After the wedding?" She flinched. "I didn't mean to hurt you." Ethan stepped closer. "Look, man, feelings change." I looked at him. "You slept in my house." He smirked. "You invited me." I nodded slowly. "I did." Ava said, "Please don't leave like this." I looked around the room. "My room." "Like what?" She whispered, "Angry?" I felt empty. "I'm not angry." Ethan raised an eyebrow. "Then what?" "Done," I said. Ava grabbed my arm. "We can fix this." I pulled free. "No, we can't." She finally cried. "I love you." I met her eyes. "No, you don't." Ethan scoffed. "You're overreacting." I picked up my jacket. "I'm leaving." Ava said, "Say something." I nodded. "You chose." I asked, "Was I a joke to you?" Ava shook her head fast. "No, never." Ethan said, "You were convenient." Ava snapped, "Stop." I looked at her. "Did you ever love me?" She whispered, "I think so." That answer hurt more than silence. I said, "You wore my ring." She looked down. "I took it off." Ethan laughed. "Smart move." I stepped closer. "Don't talk." He raised his hands. "You wanted truth." Ava said, "I felt lonely." I answered, "I was right here." She cried, "You were always calm." I said, "Calm isn't empty." Ethan muttered, "This is pointless." I said, "You're right." I looked at the bed. "Get dressed." Ava asked, "Where will you go?" I said, "Anywhere but here." Ethan smirked again. "You'll be fine." I nodded. "I will." Ava reached out again. "Please don't hate me." I answered, "Hate means I still care." Ethan said, "You're acting proud." I said, "I'm acting done." Ava whispered, "Can we talk later?" I said, "There is no later." Ethan rolled his eyes. "Drama." I looked at him. "You lost a friend tonight." Ava sobbed, "I ruined everything." I said, "You chose everything." Ethan went quiet. The room felt small, heavy, finished. I walked out. Behind me, Ava called my name. Ethan didn't. The hallway felt longer than ever. My phone buzzed once. I ignored it. Outside, the air felt sharp. I leaned against my car and breathed. "This isn't real," I told myself. My phone buzzed again. Ethan texted, "We didn't plan it." I laughed. "You planned every part," I said to the screen. Ava called. I let it ring. "I trusted you," I whispered. I got into the car. The engine started, but I didn't drive. My hands shook on the wheel. 6 years, I whispered. My phone buzzed again. Ava texted, "Please come back." I deleted it. I stared at the road. "The future," I said aloud. "It's gone." I sat there until the sky went dark, gripping the wheel, understanding one clear truth. The life I planned was over and it would never come back. I turned my phone off and told myself, silence is safer. The room felt empty, but I stayed there anyway. "I deserve this," I whispered. I replayed the night again and again. If I was better, she wouldn't look elsewhere. The thought stuck. The door knocked once. Then again. I didn't move. "Open up," Maya said. "I know you're in there." "I'm fine," I said. "That's a lie," she replied. "You haven't answered anyone." "I don't want to talk." She sighed. "I'm coming in." "You don't have a key." "I do," she said. The lock turned. She looked at me and said, "You look terrible." "I feel worse." She crossed her arms. "Say it." "Say what?" That you didn't deserve this. I laughed softly. Everyone deserves something. Not betrayal, she snapped. I looked away. I should have seen it. Maya said, stop blaming yourself. I trusted them, I said. That's on me. She shook her head. Trust isn't weakness. It feels like it, I replied. My phone buzzed. Ava's name flashed. I turned it face down. Maya asked, you're not answering? No. Good, she said. Let her sit with it. I don't want revenge. I didn't say revenge, Maya replied. I said dignity. I didn't answer. Another knock came later. This one was softer. Open the door, Liam said. It's me. I hesitated, then opened it. He stepped inside and looked around. You disappeared, he said. I needed quiet. He nodded. Quiet hides strength. I frowned. You sound like you're defending me in court. He smiled slightly. Habit. Maya said, tell him. Liam looked at me. You're not as powerless as you think. I feel empty, I said. Empty is temporary, he replied. Choices aren't. I sat down. I don't want to destroy them. Liam said, then don't. Maya asked, what do you want? I thought. I want peace. Liam nodded. Then silence works. My phone buzzed again. Ava texted, please let me explain. I said, I won't read it. Maya said, that hurts her more than yelling. That's not my goal, I replied. But it's happening, she said. Liam added, silence removes power from chaos. I looked at him. You always talk like this? Only when it matters, he said. I stood up and walked to the window. Everyone thinks I lost everything. Maya said, you lost a lie. I breathed out slowly. I won't expose them. Liam raised an eyebrow. Yet. I looked at him. Not yet. Maya smiled. That's control. Another message buzzed. Ava again. I deleted it without opening. I don't hate her, I said. I just don't want her voice in my head. That's healing, Maya said. Liam said, give it time. I'm tired, I admitted. Maya hugged me. Rest doesn't mean quitting. After they left, the room felt quieter. Not empty. Quiet. I sat alone and said, I survived today. No one answered, but that was enough. Months passed without asking my permission. Ava posted photos first. Love wins, she wrote. Someone sent it to me. Did you see this? Maya asked. No, I said. I don't need to. I saw it anyway. At work, people whispered. He looks thinner. Poor guy. I smiled and nodded. I'm fine, I told them. They didn't believe me. I didn't correct them. Ethan proposed 3 months later. Ava showed the ring online. Soulmates, she captioned. Maya threw her phone on the couch. I want to scream, she said. Don't, I replied. Let them talk. She stared at me. How are you this calm? I answered, calm is cheaper than rage. Liam called. They're moving fast, he said. Good, I replied. Speed makes mistakes. He paused. You're planning something. I said, I'm planning nothing. He laughed softly. That's a plan. At a cafe, someone I barely knew said, you lost everything. I stirred my coffee. Did I? He looked confused. Sorry, man. I nodded. No need. That night I remembered Mr. Collins. Wealth likes shadows, he once told me. Noise attracts thieves. I was 25 then. So I hide. I asked. He smiled. You position. I remembered asking, what if people think I'm small? He said, let them. I visited him weeks later. You saw the news? He asked. I did, I said. He poured tea. Does it hurt? I answered, less than silence. He nodded. Then you're ready. Ready for what? I asked. Patience, he said. Ava sent an invitation soon after. We hope you'll come, she wrote. I didn't reply. Maya asked, are you going to stop this? I shook my head. Why would I? She said, because they hurt you. I replied, stopping them won't heal me. Liam reviewed documents with me. You still control the shares, he said. Quietly. I nodded. Keep it that way. He asked, you could end them. I said, I could. He waited. I added, but I won't. At lunch, a coworker said, they look happy. I answered, happiness is loud at first. He laughed. You're strange. I smiled. I've been called worse. Maya watched me sign papers. You're smiling, she said. Am I? I asked. Yes, she replied. It scares me. I said, it shouldn't. One night, Ava called from a new number. Please, she said. I just want peace. I replied, so do I. She whispered, can we talk? I answered, talking changes nothing. She cried. I hung up. Liam said later, that was cold. I shrugged. Cold preserves. He nodded. True. I moved money slowly. Like chess, Mr. Collins used to say. Never rush a queen. I didn't feel excited. I felt steady. People stopped checking on me. He's over it, they said. I let them believe it. Ethan posted about venues. Ava shared dress sketches. Maya clenched her jaw. They're celebrating on your bones, she said. I replied, bones heal stronger. Liam asked, any regrets? I thought. I regret trusting loudly, I said. Not trusting. On the night they announced the date, I sat alone. I said out loud, go ahead. The room didn't answer. My phone stayed quiet. I felt no anger. Only clarity. I looked at the calendar and circled the day. Not to stop it. Not to ruin it. Just to remember. Revenge, I realized, doesn't need fists or fire. Sometimes it just waits, patient, silent, and certain. I received the invitation on a quiet afternoon. Ava's name was on the envelope. I wanted you to hear it from me, she said when she called. I've moved on. I looked at the card and answered, congratulations. She paused. So you're okay? I said, I'm alive. She whispered, that means a lot. Maya found the card later. You're not going, she said. I am, I replied. Why would you do that to yourself? I shrugged. I don't know yet. She sat beside me. Then don't go. I shook my head. Running feels louder than staying. Liam called that night. I heard, he said. You shouldn't attend. I asked, because it will hurt? He replied, because it will tempt you. I smiled. Tempt me to what? He said, to end things. I answered, I'm not angry. He said, that's when people are most dangerous. I stared at the invitation. She wants proof, I said. Proof of what? Liam asked. That she won, I replied. He sighed. You don't need to show up to prove anything. I said, I need to see who I am when I do. Maya brought tea. If you go, she said, go for yourself. I nodded. That's the plan. She looked unsure. You still love her? I answered, I love who I was. She squeezed my hand. Then go say goodbye to him. I accepted the invitation. Ava texted, thank you for being mature. I replied, take care. She sent a heart. I deleted it. Liam met me the next day. What are you giving them? He asked. I said, a gift. He raised an eyebrow. A normal one? I smiled. Symbolic. He leaned back. Symbolic scares me. I said, it should. I spent days preparing. Not clothes. Not words. Numbers. Quiet signatures. I told myself, this isn't revenge. The voice inside asked, then what is it? I didn't answer. Maya watched me pack. You're calm, she said. I'm focused, I replied. She said, those look the same. I laughed. They aren't. She hugged me. Whatever you're doing, she whispered, do it clean. Liam sent one last message. Don't speak unless asked. I replied, I know. He added, walk away afterward. I typed, always. The day came fast. I dressed simply. You look expensive, Maya said. I look invisible, I answered. She smiled sadly. Both. Outside the venue I stopped. Music played inside. Laughter rose and fell. I thought, this could end or begin something. I straightened my jacket. Peace, I whispered, unsure who I meant. I stepped forward, calm, well-dressed and ready. The music was soft and expensive. Flowers lined the aisle. White everywhere. Beautiful, someone whispered as I walked in. Ava turned and froze when she saw me. Her smile cracked. Ethan followed her gaze and stiffened. You came, Ava said when I reached her. I said I would, I replied. She forced a laugh. You look well. So do you, I said. Ethan stepped closer. Didn't expect this, he muttered. Life surprises us, I answered. During dinner, people glanced at me, curious and uneasy. Someone leaned over. You okay being here? I'm fine, I said. And I was. The host tapped the glass. We have a special guest who wants to say a few words. Ava's eyes widened. You don't have to, she whispered. I know, I said, standing. I took the microphone. Thank you for inviting me, I began. Ava and I shared years together. Those years mattered to me. The room softened. Ava relaxed slightly. I believed in building things quietly, I continued. Love, trust, futures. I smiled. Tonight is about beginnings. Ava nodded, tears shining. Ethan exhaled. I want to toast your courage, I said. It takes courage to choose what you want. Glasses lifted. Then I added, I also want to be honest. Silence fell. The home you live in, I said calmly, the company that sponsors Ethan's work, the accounts that made this wedding possible, they all trace back to me. Murmurs spread. Ethan's face drained. Ava whispered, What are you saying? I'm saying, I continued, I own those shares. Quietly. Always have. Ethan stepped forward. This isn't funny. It's not a joke, I replied. I raised my glass. Today I transfer everything. Not to myself. Not to revenge. I paused. To charity. The room stopped breathing. Ava shook her head. You can't. I can, I said. And I am. Ethan grabbed my arm. You're destroying us. I removed his hand. No. I'm removing myself. Ava broke down. Why are you doing this? I met her eyes. So I can leave clean. Someone whispered, My God. Another guest stepped back. I don't hate you, I said. I don't curse you. I thank you. Ava looked up, stunned. Thank us, she cried. Yes, I said. You showed me who I was pretending to be. Ethan stammered, You planned this. I shook my head. I planned peace. The host stood frozen. Music never returned. I wish you happiness, I finished. Truly. I lifted my glass. To new lives. I drank, set the glass down, and walked away. I walked out without looking back. Outside, someone whispered, Did that really happen? I kept moving. My phone buzzed immediately. Ethan texted, You think you won? I didn't reply. Maya called. Are you okay? Yes, I said. That's it. That's enough. Days passed. People talked. Their funding collapsed, someone told me. I nodded. That happens. Another said, Sponsors pulled out. I answered, Truth makes people nervous. Ava showed up at my office. Please, she said. I'm busy, I replied. 5 minutes. No, I said. She cried. You ruined us. I answered, I told the truth. Ethan sent messages every night. You plan this. You're cruel. You're empty. I blocked him. Silence felt clean. Liam asked, Any regrets? No, I said. Any joy? Peace, I replied. I booked a flight. Where? Maya asked. Somewhere quiet. She smiled. Good. On the plane, a stranger asked, Business or pleasure? Recovery, I said. I walked streets where no one knew my name. I ate alone. I slept deeply. I spoke less. One night I said to myself, You survived. The word stayed. Ava emailed. I deleted it. Ethan tagged me online. I ignored it. Headlines faded. Their smiles disappeared. Mine returned slowly. Maya called. You sound different. I am, I said. Happy. Free. I watched the ocean and whispered, This is enough. I saw Ava at the park. She looked nervous. Can we talk? She asked. I'm listening, I said. I'm sorry, she whispered. For everything. I nodded. I hear you. She stepped closer. I never meant to hurt you. Intent doesn't erase consequences, I said. I know. Can we? I don't know, start over? I shook my head. No. We can't. Her eyes filled. So that's it. That's it, I said. We move on separately. She nodded slowly. I betrayed your trust. I lost you. You lost me when you chose, I replied. Not the moment you felt something else. Ava looked down. I wish I could fix it. I forgive you, I said. Not for you. For me. She blinked. I don't understand. Forgiveness isn't permission, I explained. It's closure. For me. To stop carrying this weight. Closure, she repeated softly. Yes. You don't get to erase the past. I don't get to relive it. We just exist beyond it, I said. She nodded again. And your anger? It's gone, I said. Replaced by calm. I learned that love isn't blind obedience. Trust isn't naive. Self-worth isn't tied to another person. Ava's lips trembled. You're stronger than I ever imagined. I had to become that, I said. For myself. We stayed silent for a moment. She finally whispered, I hope you're happy someday. I am, I replied. And I hope you find your own peace too. She hesitated, then smiled faintly. Goodbye. Goodbye, I said and watched her leave. Later I sat alone at the bar. Glass in hand, I said aloud, here's to peace. No one clinked glasses with me. No one cheered. That didn't matter. I drank slowly, savoring the quiet. The weight had lifted. I thought about everything I'd endured, the betrayal, the humiliation, the heartbreak. Each memory stung less than before. I whispered, I survived it all and I am still me. The city lights reflected in my glass. I raised it higher. To truth. To calm. To freedom. And for the first time in years I smiled fully. The world felt vast but gentle, as if it had been waiting for me to arrive. I breathed in deeply. I am enough. I always was. The glass touched my lips again. And that is enough. I set it down slowly, letting the last warmth spread through my chest. Alone but complete. Peace had finally found me.